Okay, take a good look at that name right there, because you'll be hearing a lot about this new organization in the coming months and years ahead. An unusual move. 3 Southern Indiana business and economic development groups merged into one. Joining us now to talk more about what this means, Greg Wathen, co-CEO of EREP. That's that new group called the Evansville Evansville Regional Economic Partnership. Greg, thank you so much for joining us. I got to get used to saying that now.
I know. So we had the coalition, we had the chamber, we had the Growth Alliance, and now we're merged all into one.
And that's great. You know, my first question to you is, what took so long? And I don't mean to be joking about that, because, you know, it really makes sense for all of those three working kind of in the same direction to bring in new business and strengthen existing businesses. But at times you all competed for investment and clout, but you were all really working for the same goal. So what did take so long?
You know, what's so interesting about it as well, Shelley, we were in the same building. I think part of it, especially during the pandemic, we recognized during the pandemic how we were working together in a really collaborative manner. And we just kept thinking about it. Now's probably the time to do that very thing. And so it wasn't out of necessity. It was really out of alignment of how do we make our region stronger. And these three organizations have done some fantastic work under each of their banners, and now we're going to have it under a brand new blended banner of an Evansville Regional Economic Partnership.
Now, I know this could not have been easy because, you know, you've got 3 distinct organizations, you've got different leaders in charge of them. What brought you all together to make this decision? What was the really driving force? That was it a matter of money? You know, people investing in this right now, or did one person spearhead this?
Well, it was really a combination of thereof. So Jim Ryan, who's the new chair, help us think through it, and Jim is he's the CEO of Old National Bank. But I think we really came together just having some collaborative discussions. Tara Barney, who headed up the Chamber of Commerce, and we're in the same office. And so we really worked together very closely, and we just kept having these conversations saying there has to be a better model. Think about when the coalition was formed. That happened in actually 2006. I came on board as the first CEO in 2007. What hasn't changed just in the last 6 months, much less the last 15 years? And so for us, it really made a great deal of sense of trying to be better aligned, providing greater value for all of our various partners.
Now, is there a downside to this, though? Are you going to lose any momentum by doing away with some of these? Not really doing away, because you are merging and you still have that, but is there a downside to this at all?
No, in fact, we made sure that all of our team members have a place within the organization. I see a really positive upside for this. And in fact, we're having other organizations without the region, from throughout the region, reach out to us and say, hey, how do we have a more formalized relationship? So we think it's a real positive thing to do. In particular, working in the state of Indiana, they're asking us to work in a regional manner, and we've really taken it to heart.
Yeah. What is the top priority going forward?
Well, the top priority for us, one, just as we're looking at, because this is day one, just getting all of our emails and everything integrated, is the integration for the teams. Making sure that everybody understands all those organizations we work with, whether it be the Southwest Indiana Chamber, the Growth Alliance for Greater Evansville, or the Economic Development Coalition of Southwest Indiana, all the buckets of work that we did, we're still doing that activity. Now it'll just come under one umbrella. So probably the very first thing we're working on is integration. Fact of the matter is, our first event is tomorrow morning, working with the University of Southern Indiana at 7:30. So we really not stopped at all moving through this whole process.
Hitting the ground running, no doubt. Well, when will we see this merger producing results? How will you measure success?
Well, I think we'll measure success in a lot of different ways. One, it's always what they call proof of the pudding, as we want to provide value for our members. In particular, we already having some of those discussions. So as you look at the traditional economic development kinds of things, we're working on projects as we speak. If you're looking at kind of capacity building issues, as we did through the coalitions with our community development division, we're working on projects as we speak. The chamber, in terms of the kind of things that they did to provide for their members, working on projects as we speak. So I think overall you'll see some real early wins probably in the next 30 to 60 days. But more importantly, it's not so much wins per se, it's helping drive the region forward to really provide a better result for all of our partners.
All right, sounds great. Sounds like we'll have some things to talk to you about in the coming months or month ahead. So, Greg Wathen.
Very well soon. You never know.
Yeah, Greg Wathen, the co-CEO of newly formed EREP. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon.